Picture this: you wake up one morning, feeling perfectly normal. You sit down for breakfast, pour your tea, maybe spread something on toast, or fry an egg in your usual cooking oil. It feels like just another ordinary day. But within hours, sometimes even overnight, everything can change. Suddenly, your arm feels weak, your words won't come out clearly, or your vision blurs. You're rushed to the hospital, and the diagnosis is devastating: a stroke. Now here's the shocking truth that very few people know. As a brain doctor, I've spent years studying the hidden causes of stroke, and I was stunned when I discovered this. The very oil sitting in millions of kitchens right now, the oil many of us believe is safe, even healthy, can actually raise your stroke risk dramatically. In fact, it can start affecting your blood vessels after just one meal. That's right, your choice of cooking oil tonight could influence your brain health tomorrow. And no, this isn't sugar. It isn't salt. It isn't butter or fried junk food. The real culprit is something far more deceptive. This oil is sold everywhere, advertised as good for your heart, and used in almost every packaged or processed food you can buy. But what food companies don't tell you is that this oil creates inflammation in your arteries, makes your blood thicker, and increases the chance of dangerous clots, exactly the recipe for a stroke. If you're over 50, if you've ever worried about your heart or brain health, or if you simply want to avoid the nightmare of sudden disability, then you need to hear this. Because today, I'm going to reveal the oil that could be raising your stroke risk overnight, explain the science behind why it's so dangerous, and show you safer alternatives that will protect your brain for years to come. Stay with me, because the choice you make in your kitchen today could save your brain, and your life, tomorrow. Stroke is one of the most feared medical emergencies, and for good reason. It is the second leading cause of death worldwide and a leading cause of long-term disability. Every 40 seconds, someone suffers a stroke. And the truth is, most people never see it coming. One moment they're fine, and the next, their life is turned upside down. We often think of stroke as something caused by obvious risk factors: high blood pressure, smoking, or diabetes. While those are major contributors, what often goes unnoticed is how everyday choices, especially what we eat and cook with, can quietly set the stage for this life-threatening event. Now, here's where most people make a critical mistake. For decades, we've been told that certain oils are heart-healthy and should replace traditional fats like butter or ghee. These oils are cheap, widely available, and marketed as the healthier choice. But as a brain doctor, I can tell you, the reality is shockingly different. Instead of protecting your health, these oils can inflame your blood vessels, disrupt your cholesterol balance, and make your blood more prone to clotting. In short, they increase your risk of stroke, sometimes overnight. That's why in this video, I'm going to break down the science, reveal which oils put your brain at risk, and guide you towards safer alternatives that truly protect your heart and brain. Because prevention starts with awareness, and the power is in your hands. A stroke is often called a brain attack, and for good reason. Just like a heart attack blocks blood flow to the heart, a stroke blocks blood flow to the brain, or causes a blood vessel to burst inside it. Without oxygen and nutrients, brain cells begin to die within minutes. That's why stroke is such a devastating event. It can rob you of speech, movement, memory, and independence in the blink of an eye. There are two main types of stroke. Ischemic stroke, the most common type, caused by a blood clot blocking an artery in the brain. Hemorrhagic stroke, caused when a weakened blood vessel bursts, leading to bleeding in or around the brain. Now, here's where oils enter the picture. Many people think of cooking oils as just calories or fats. But the truth is, oils are active chemical compounds that directly affect your blood vessels, your cholesterol, and your blood's ability to clot. They don't just sit in your food, they circulate in your bloodstream and influence how your body functions on a cellular level. Certain oils, those that are stable, natural, and rich in antioxidants, can actually help protect blood vessels, keeping them flexible and resistant to damage. They reduce inflammation and lower the risk of clot formation. Oils like extra virgin olive oil fall into this category. But then there are oils that do the exact opposite. These heavily processed, industrially refined oils are loaded with unstable fats that break down easily, creating toxic byproducts. Once inside your body, they inflame your arteries, make platelets stickier, and increase the risk of blockages. Over time, this weakens blood vessels, raises blood pressure, and makes the perfect conditions for a stroke. This is why oils matter so much. They're not just about taste or cooking convenience, they're one of the most powerful, hidden factors influencing whether your brain stays healthy or ends up at risk. And here's the shocking part: many of the oils that raise stroke risk are sitting in kitchens right now, used daily by families who think they're making a healthy choice. The oil that silently raises stroke risk overnight is none other than the refined vegetable and seed oils we see almost everywhere: soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, cottonseed oil, and even canola oil. These are the cheap, mass-produced oils that fill supermarket shelves, line restaurant kitchens, and are poured into packaged foods. For decades, they've been marketed as safe, even heart-healthy, but the truth is, they may be one of the most dangerous ingredients in our modern diet. The real danger comes from what these oils are made of. They are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids, especially linoleic acid. Now, omega-6 is not the enemy by itself, our body does need a small amount. But the problem is the imbalance. Our ancestors consumed omega-6 and omega-3 in a healthy ratio of about 1:1 or 2:1. Today, thanks to these refined oils, the ratio has exploded to 20:1, even 30:1. This imbalance fuels chronic inflammation throughout the body. Inside the arteries, that inflammation damages the lining of blood vessels, making it easier for cholesterol and fats to stick. Over time, the arteries become narrower, stiffer, and more prone to dangerous clots. And when a clot blocks blood flow to the brain, the result is a stroke. What makes this even more alarming is how quickly the effects can appear. Research shows that just one meal cooked in refined vegetable oil can increase inflammatory markers in the blood within hours. The oil alters how platelets behave, making them sticky and more likely to clump together. That means your blood literally becomes thicker and more prone to clotting after a single dinner of fried food or packaged snacks. For someone already living with high blood pressure, diabetes, or heart disease, that small change can be the tipping point that triggers a stroke overnight. So how did these oils become so widely accepted as healthy? It comes down to decades of clever marketing and half-truths. When traditional fats like butter, ghee, and lard were blamed for heart disease in the mid-20th century, food companies rushed to promote their cheap, industrially processed oils as the solution. They slapped on labels like cholesterol-free and heart-smart, convincing millions to make the switch. But lowering cholesterol slightly is not the same as protecting your brain or arteries. In reality, these oils make LDL cholesterol more unstable and more likely to oxidize. And oxidized cholesterol is the real culprit behind plaque buildup and strokes. Even worse, you don't have to pour these oils into your frying pan to be at risk, because they are hidden in almost every processed food we eat. Crackers, biscuits, cookies, chips, salad dressings, mayonnaise, and even so-called healthy snacks all rely heavily on refined vegetable oils. That means many seniors who avoid fried food still end up consuming these dangerous oils every single day without realizing it. The risk is especially high in older adults. As we age, our arteries naturally stiffen, blood pressure rises, and the body becomes more prone to clotting. Add in a steady diet of inflammatory oils, and it creates the perfect storm. Unlike younger people, seniors often don't bounce back from the damage. For them, one wrong meal, one careless choice, can be enough to trigger the stroke that changes everything. This is why the type of oil you use in your kitchen matters so much. It's not just a cooking ingredient, it's either protecting your brain or slowly harming it. And the difference between those two outcomes can be life-changing. When I first began studying the long-term impact of oils on the brain and blood vessels, I was skeptical that something as simple as cooking oil could really play such a powerful role in stroke risk. But the more I looked into the research, the more undeniable it became. Large studies have consistently shown that diets high in refined vegetable oils are linked with higher rates of heart disease, vascular problems, and stroke. In fact, a major study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that people with high omega-6 consumption, particularly from seed oils, had a significantly greater risk of cardiovascular disease and stroke compared to those who relied on natural fats like olive oil. Researchers at Harvard also discovered something alarming. When participants replaced traditional fats with seed oils, their cholesterol numbers looked a little better on paper, but their levels of inflammation skyrocketed. This means that while the oils may temporarily trick us into thinking they're heart-healthy, they actually push the body into a dangerous state where arteries are more vulnerable and clots are more likely to form. I remember one patient in particular, a 62-year-old man who came to me after experiencing a mild stroke. He didn't smoke, wasn't overweight, and thought he was eating fairly well. He proudly told me he avoided butter and ghee because he had heard they were bad for the heart, and instead he cooked almost everything in canola oil. He believed he was doing the right thing. But his blood tests told a different story: high inflammatory markers, low protective omega-3s, and stiff, narrowed blood vessels. His daily use of refined oils had quietly damaged his system for years until one day it caught up with him. After we removed seed oils from his diet and replaced them with extra virgin olive oil, omega-3 rich foods, and healthier fats, his blood work improved within a few months. Cases like his are not rare. Across the world, seniors are told by advertisements, magazines, and even sometimes by outdated health advice that these oils are safe, when in reality, they are fueling an epidemic of vascular problems. The tragedy is that many strokes caused by poor diet choices could have been prevented if only people knew the truth about what's happening inside their bodies. Science now makes it clear: oils are not neutral. They can either protect the brain or poison it slowly over time. And while it may be impossible to avoid every trace of refined oils in packaged foods, what you choose for your daily cooking can make all the difference. Switching away from seed oils isn't just a dietary adjustment, it's a brain-saving decision. Now that we've seen the hidden dangers of refined vegetable oils, the next question is: what oils and fats actually protect the brain and reduce stroke risk? The truth is, nature has already given us healthier alternatives, and science continues to back them up. One of the most powerful examples is extra virgin olive oil. This oil is rich in antioxidants and monounsaturated fats, which not only reduce inflammation but also shield the blood vessels from oxidative stress. Large European studies have shown that people who regularly consume extra virgin olive oil have up to a 40% lower risk of stroke. That's not a small number, it's a life-changing difference, simply by choosing the right oil. Another excellent option is avocado oil. Like olive oil, it's high in monounsaturated fats and is much more stable at high cooking temperatures. This makes it perfect for seniors who want to prepare meals without worrying about the oil breaking down into harmful compounds. It's smooth, neutral in taste, and provides the body with fats that nourish rather than inflame. Coconut oil is also worth mentioning. It has been debated in the nutrition world, but when used in moderation, especially in traditional diets, it provides medium-chain triglycerides, which the brain can use as an alternative energy source. For seniors who may struggle with blood sugar or early memory decline, this added energy support for the brain can be valuable. Ghee, or clarified butter, is another safe and time-tested choice. Used in many traditional cultures for centuries, Ghee is stable when heated, provides fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, and K, and does not create the inflammatory storm that refined oils do. Seniors who grew up cooking with ghee often find that returning to it not only improves health but also reconnects them with familiar flavors. Of course, the conversation about oils would not be complete without mentioning omega-3 rich sources. While oils like flaxseed oil or fish oil are not meant for high-heat cooking, they are excellent for adding to salads, smoothies, or simply taken as supplements. They directly counterbalance the overload of omega-6 fats from modern diets, helping to restore the natural balance that the human body was designed for. Balanced fats mean less inflammation, healthier blood flow, and a lower chance of clots forming in the brain. The key lesson here is simple: oils are not just about flavor or cooking convenience, they are powerful signals to your body. The wrong oils tell your system to inflame, stiffen, and clot, while the right oils calm inflammation, protect blood vessels, and fuel your brain. For seniors especially, making this switch can mean the difference between maintaining independence for years or facing the challenges of stroke and disability. Every meal is an opportunity to either hurt or heal, and the oil you choose is one of the most important decisions you can make for your brain's future. Knowing which oils to avoid and which to embrace is the first step, but putting this knowledge into practice is where the real change happens. For seniors, the most important tip is to start by checking labels. Many everyday foods, from biscuits to crackers, from salad dressings to breads, contain hidden vegetable oils. By simply reading the ingredients and avoiding products that list soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, or canola oil, you can dramatically cut down your daily intake of harmful fats. When it comes to cooking at home, choose your oils wisely. Use extra virgin olive oil for drizzling on salads, dipping bread, or gentle sautéing. For higher heat cooking, avocado oil and ghee are excellent options because they remain stable and do not break down into toxic compounds. Coconut oil can also be used occasionally, especially for traditional recipes or light frying. The goal is not to eliminate fats, but to replace harmful ones with nourishing alternatives. Another simple but powerful step is to limit processed and packaged foods. Most of the dangerous oils in modern diets don't come from the frying pan, but from snacks, baked goods, and ready-made meals. Preparing more meals at home with fresh ingredients gives you control over the oils that enter your body. It's also essential to bring balance back into your diet. Add omega-3 rich foods like salmon, sardines, flax seeds, or chia seeds to your meals. This helps to counteract the high omega-6 load most of us already carry and keeps blood vessels calmer and healthier. Finally, remember that moderation matters. Even the healthiest oils are still calorie-dense. Use them in sensible amounts, not excess. By making small, steady changes, replacing one oil with another, choosing whole foods over packaged ones, and boosting omega-3s, you give your brain and body the best chance to stay sharp, strong, and protected from stroke. So let's bring everything together. Stroke is one of the most devastating medical emergencies a person can face. It strikes without warning, changes lives in an instant, and often leaves behind long-term disability that no treatment can fully undo. And while genetics and age play a role, so much of the risk comes down to the small, daily choices we make. The type of oil you cook with may seem minor, but as we've seen, it can be the very thing that determines whether your blood vessels stay healthy or whether they quietly accumulate the damage that leads to stroke. The reality is sobering. Refined vegetable and seed oils have been marketed to us as safe for decades, but behind the glossy labels and health claims lies a very different truth. These oils are not natural foods, they are highly processed industrial products. They are packed with omega-6 fatty acids that tip the body into a constant state of inflammation, thicken the blood, and make arteries more fragile. And the shocking part is how quickly they can act. One heavy meal with these oils can raise inflammatory markers overnight, setting the stage for a dangerous clot. For seniors already living with high blood pressure, diabetes, or stiff arteries, that can be enough to trigger the event we all fear. But there is good news. You don't need to overhaul your entire life to protect yourself. Prevention begins with awareness, and awareness gives you the power to make better choices. Start by removing the oils that harm and replacing them with oils that heal. Reach for extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, or ghee when cooking. Use coconut oil in moderation for traditional dishes. Add omega-3 rich foods or supplements to restore balance inside your body. Choose whole, fresh meals instead of processed ones where harmful oils hide in plain sight. These changes may feel small, but their impact on your blood vessels and brain health is enormous. As a doctor, I can treat someone after a stroke, but I cannot bring back the brain cells that are lost. Once they're gone forever. That's why prevention is always more powerful than cure. And prevention lives in the little decisions you make every day, in your kitchen, in the supermarket, and on your plate. So the next time you stand over the stove and reach for that bottle of oil, pause for a moment and ask yourself, is this oil protecting my brain, or is it putting me at risk? That one choice could mean the difference between years of independence and vitality, or a sudden turn into a life of hospitals, rehabilitation, and struggle. Your brain is your most precious gift. It holds your memories, your stories, your ability to laugh, to love, and to live fully. Protect it with the right choices. If this message has opened your eyes, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with your family, your parents, your grandparents, and your friends. Too many people are still unaware of the silent danger sitting in their kitchens. By sharing this information, you might save a life. And if you want more powerful insights into senior health, brain protection, and life-saving tips, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and turn on notifications. Together, we can spread awareness and help people make choices that keep them safe and strong. Remember, your future brain health is being shaped by the choices you make today. Choose wisely, protect yourself, and give your brain the care it deserves. Stay safe, stay healthy, and never underestimate the power of simple changes. They could be the difference between life and stroke.